GM's. Oh, thank you, Laura. Thank you, Laura. Totally forgot about that.
We're now recording. Yep, no problem. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. So we are on to the Greater Madison Convention and Visitors Bureau renewal agreement, and the document that you have before you, we discussed at the November meeting. And then in addition to that, we also had a discussion surrounding the board seat and the seat at large that had been part of the MASC agreement. That fell out of the agreement, this current agreement, when it was up for renewal in 2019, because as part of that merger, we were given a seat on the board for a 3-year period. Since we are now going into a renewal of the agreement, we decided that we would approach Destination Madison and just see if there's an opportunity to have that board seat added back into this agreement. And I think the general consensus was that we just really want to be more engaged with our partner and be able to hear some of the dialogue that goes on at those board meetings and influence the issues that we're concerned about. So Ellie and I have been going back and forth for the last couple of weeks, talking about how we might be able to do this or find a happy compromise. And the suggested language that DM is offering us can be found in the Exhibit A, in the last section there, governance and communication. And Ellie, this might be an appropriate time to just pass the baton to you, and you can kind of explain what the thought process was on behalf of the governance committee and your board.
Absolutely, happy to do that. And thank you for some time here today. As we mentioned before, when we presented to you all, this is a really important relationship for us. So Julie and I have had many conversations of how can we make sure it's working for everybody across the board, because we know partnerships are two-way streets and it's important that they are. So I've met with our governance committee, and what they proposed is we create a municipal partner coalition. That doesn't have to be the official name, but that's the name of it right now. And basically what we are going to do as we move into 2022 is we're going to present our financials to our board of directors on a quarterly basis. And so what we'd like to do with the coalition is meet with them right before the board meeting. And at that meeting would be not only myself, but also our board chair, which presently is Rob Crane with Madison Gas and Electric, and our leadership team. And basically we would give the exact presentation that we're getting ready to give to the board to this coalition. And that way we can hear from our municipal partners any comments, suggestions. I'm not sure that's going to work for us just because regional partners act a little bit differently than, let's say, downtown Madison, and get that information back. You can give that feedback to Rob Crane, our board chair, and then we take that information to the board if there's anything that needs to be considered or changed. And that way we inform all of our municipal partners, we keep everybody in the loop. And then what Julie and I decided is above and beyond that, her and I need to sit down and have lunch at least once a quarter and just talk about what Middleton's doing, what we are doing. And we're hoping between these two meetings, I guess, that the communication is just much more. Julie and I can meet at off months than the coalition meeting. That way, Julie's probably going to see me more than she wants to, but that's 8 times a year that we'll work on getting together. And there's probably going to be other times that are passed across, of course. So that is what we propose. That way we've got a voice there, and we've got a voice going into the board.
Anyone have any comments or questions or? No? I think I guess the big thing is, and I know Julie and I kind of talked about it a lot, is, I don't know, Julie, you can chime in too if I speak out of place here, but it wasn't necessarily, I guess, it was engagement. It wasn't necessarily like having like a vote type of scenario. So like, from us, I guess I don't want to speak with the other municipalities, but we have so many hotel rooms here. We have the majority. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think we have really the only other conference center, so it's just trying to be kind of, I guess, like Julie kind of phrased it, more engaged. nothing negative by all means at all. It's just more of trying to be, I guess, a better partner. So I guess with that in mind, like, are you, does that kind of suffice, Julie? Or are we good on that? Or what's like, I guess, our next action here?
I felt like this was a good compromise, knowing that GMCVB has other stakeholders besides us. And even though we're probably paying a greater, we're probably trying to find the right word here. We're making a greater financial contribution perhaps than some of the other municipalities are. They still have a stake in what is happening here. I would like to recommend that we try this for a year and see how this works out for us. Ellie and I put it in the Exhibit A so that we would have the opportunity to change this annually rather than have to go through and change the whole agreement. And I really appreciate the effort that Ellie has put into trying to find a solution to this problem for us, because they've got a lot of people that they're trying to take care of at the same time that they're taking care of us. So I think this coalition is a good first step. And I'm assuming, Ellie, that the other municipalities would be Sun Prairie, Fitchburg,
Verona,
Blooming Grove.
only
And
those that are making contributions.
okay, and would we be coming to the GMCVB, or would the GMCVB be coming to one of our tourism commission meetings?
I think we would have a separate meeting, so we'd come to the GMCVB, or like Julie, if you wanted to host out in Middleton, we could host one in Middleton, or we could host one, whoever would like to host, but I see them being separate than Tourism Commission.
Okay. And are all the municipalities coming together at the same time, or would you be doing this in each municipality?
Definitely coming together at the same time.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Because
And
I think that
there's some benefits to
conversation,
that as well.
yeah, among all is really important.
I think to Corey's point, we are more focused on meetings and conventions. I think the other municipalities are more focused on the sports side. But I think we can still accomplish what we're looking to do by giving this a go.
Right.
So do we just need a motion to approve the update then, or?
We did not approve the agreement at the last meeting, so we would need a motion to approve
The agreement?
the entire renewal agreement.
Okay.
And then, of course, that would be subject to city approval or the city attorney's approval, and then the finance and common council.
Okay. So with that, I guess in mind, does anyone have any other questions or discussion items, or I'll entertain a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve subject to city attorney approval.
I'll second the motion.
All right, Kathy first, Jim second. Any other questions or discussion or anything like that? Otherwise, all those in favor say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, sweet. Motion carries. It's approved. Thank you for joining in, and thank you for the partnership.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your support. We really appreciate it. And I look forward to putting this in motion as we get into 2022. And I am going to run and get myself to the airport. So everybody have a happy holiday.
Safe travels, Ellie.
Thank you.
All right. Our meeting is going to be over in about 6 minutes.
Mhm.
We'll just go right after Jim for some hotel updates.
All right, not too much to share from my end. You know, I think we've seen consistent inquiry levels over the last month for small corporate meetings, which is somewhat new. You know, we've had a few one-off here and there, but we haven't really had any consistent level of activity in that market. So the fact that that's happening now is extremely encouraging going into next year. You know, on a business transient or local negotiated rate side of things with corporations, they've really been coming out of the woodwork in the last few months. Part of that is just a formality to have a rate in case that you need it. And my hope is that they're planning on needing it. So I'm going to stay optimistic until I see otherwise. But, you know, we're just kind of getting into our slow stretch here and getting ready for, you know, for 2022. We have a new general manager at the hotel. His name is Martin Borowski. He came up from our Columbus Airport Marriott. He's got previous general manager experience with Weingartner and Hammonds. So he's been with Atrium now, I believe, for about 2.5 years. But great guy. He's a younger guy. He's go-getter, real operations focused, which is exactly what this property needs. So I'm sure Julie, you know, you'll be meeting him soon, and you know, he'll be around for a while. He just bought a house, so
Oh, cool.
he's going to stick around for a while. So great.
That's great.
But that's all for me.
Do you have stuff to go over as well, Julie?
We have a few things, and I'm gonna let Mari kick it off with a branding update.
Hello. So as you guys know, tomorrow I'm going to be able to show you probably a few things, hopefully. But just to give you a clear update on branding, we're definitely in the home stretch. So most of all stationery, print or digital is done or being ordered. Laura's taking on the whole process of ordering things and is getting the swag done. We're working right now on finding some vendors to help us match our color palette because, as you know, or you've been told, we kind of have a custom color palette. But we are ready to launch January 19th. It'll be a virtual launch. We have a wonderful video that Belter and Lincoln made for us that showcases all of our new photo and video clips, like little snippets of pretty much everything we did this summer. And we're going to pair that with some giveaways that week. We're still deciding what that's going to be. And our commercials and ads are all done. So hopefully I'll be able to show you a few things tomorrow as well on that. And of course, as you know, the visitor guide is done and in hand. So, and as far as the hotels go, the visitor guide holders that you have will get new stickers. And Julie and I are working on decals for the trolley in the car. And just doing decals, not full wraps. So we'll see how that works out. Because right now we're trying to work out with the trolley being all black and trying to figure out whether or not we can use a full color logo or a white one. But branding is coming along. We're hitting all of our deadlines for projects. So the things we wanted to pay for this year, I believe we're going to be able to get all that done. And of course, we have some branding things in 22 that'll just have to be done in 22. So yeah, and if you guys have more questions tomorrow, I'll be there for the first hour and then I have to duck out because we have a photo shoot. So.
Awesome. You're on mute.
Yep, congratulations. I know this has been a big task and project for you. I shouldn't even call it a task, but congratulations on a job well done.
The whole staff has been working full time on this. So we're all thankful for Belter and Lincoln as well as each other. We've all taken little parts of it and tried to make those our own and just get it all done on time. With a staff of 3, I'm definitely proud of us. So
Good job.
I was gonna go with the sarcasm. It's about time.
Yeah, right?
Jokingly,
We've only
of
been
course.
talking about it for 5 years.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
we
don't know
got it done.
how long has it been, really? Like, it's been a while.
We got there. That's the important thing.
It's awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing everything. John was telling me a little bit about the trolley stuff today. I know that.
Yeah.
Well, you and I think, figured out at the parade that it was actually painted black. I always thought it was wrapped. But that was, I guess, decided when they originally ordered it based on the prior color scheme or
Yeah.
something along those lines. I don't know. It's weird to have most of those trolleys are red, so. Oh well.
Well, and in my conversation with John, it's so iconic now. I think it would be, it's not in our best interest to try to change the basic look of it because it's just so identifiable.
Yeah.
And we can work with a black background. It's going to be okay.
Alright.
But yeah, it's exciting to almost be finished with it. Can hardly wait for people to see it.
Yeah.
And just a couple of things for me. I wanted to let you know that the city draft budget was approved by the Finance Committee and the Common Council at their November 16th meeting, and there were no changes to the budget that we submitted. So we are starting to work already on 2022. The Simple View renewal agreement was also approved by the Finance Committee and the Common Council at their December 7th meeting. That was executed on December 9th. So that's wrapped up for 3 years. Excuse me, another 3 years. We're actually making some headway on the renovation project. I'm happy to report. The visitor center got a complete paint job. They finished last Friday, right? Yeah, they finished last Friday. We've got some folks coming in on this Friday to do the floors. And then I think we will be at a point where we could open up at least the front of the building to the public until we get going on the back here. I am in negotiations with a contractor to start doing some of the work in the back. We're just going through some of the legalities of the contract. Hopefully I can wrap that up this week and we can get a timeline put together and get going on that. So baby steps, but we're getting there little by little. And then the last news I had for you was North Central Group contacted me shortly before Thanksgiving to let me know that they're selling 3 of their properties in Middleton. The closing is scheduled for Friday, and they are selling off the Courtyard, the Hilton Garden Inn, and the Residence Inn. The company, yeah, the company that is taking over is GF Hotels. I did a little web search on what they're up to, and they do have a property in Green Bay, and they also have one in Baraboo. So they do have a presence in Wisconsin. I
Aren't
didn't.
those,
Oh, go
aren't
ahead.
those one of their busiest, those 3 are their busiest hotels?
Corey, I'll defer to you on that one.
Yeah, I mean, yes, they all kind of they were all due for renovation. All 3 of them really honestly needed. So, and the new company, from what I understand, is going to do it, but that kind of played into it, I think, too. But I honestly, I don't know at this point, not working there anymore. I kind of see them kind of pulling further out of, the east, the west side of Madison by selling those off, and you've seen some of the projects that they have on the table, downtown Madison, downtown Milwaukee, and focusing more on the, city center, like the bigger stuff. But yeah, they were joint effort or joint ownership as well.
Are they going to keep the same flags, Julie?
We don't know. I haven't had any contact with anybody from this group, and I figured I would just wait until the closing went through. And then make a reach out to the VP of Sales and Marketing, who is one of the people that was on the site inspection team back in September. So hopefully we'll have more information for you in January as far as what the plan is for the properties.
Do you have that VP's contact information, Julie?
Do I have it? Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, if not, I can get it to you.
Yeah, John Linen actually sent me the names and the contact information for the 3 folks that were here back in September. They're Senior VP of Asset Management, Operations, and then the VP of Sales and Marketing were the folks that were here on the site visit. So that could be exciting. Some infusion of some new ideas and some renovation work.
And I think
That's
we
three of our
lucked out.
hotels.
We lucked out having 3 of them go to one owner versus, multiple
Broken out,
owners.
yeah.
So
That's very true.
they actually bought the Hilton Garden in Rockford too, so that's going to be an additional one that they sold as well. Those 4 in total, I know.
They didn't sell any more properties in Madison that you're aware of.
No, so they still own. I mean, the DoubleTree, they've obviously just opened that up, so they have that, the AC, the Home 2, and then they have the 3 over by. Well, they have the Fairfield still in Middleton, and then they have the 3 over by Princeton Club. And I haven't heard anything about any others, but
Mhm.
I'm not really in the loop anymore, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But
That's
Any
it
other
for
updates?
us.
okay. We have no grants.
No grant.
And really, I guess the only other thing is does anyone have any items for the next agenda meeting or next meeting? Do we normally skip this meeting, which we didn't do. Are we gonna, do we have grants for the next meeting, do you know? Or should we just kind of play the next meeting by ear?
I haven't seen anything come through. I did get an email from Mike Price from the track coaches.
Mhm.
And I told Mike that basically they had aged out of
Yeah.
the grant program. I mean, we gave them a grant for a couple of years back at the beginning of I think it was 2012, 2013. There were a couple of years that they were off, and then they came back 3 years in a row. But I did tell him that we would support them with a sponsorship.
That's a good idea.
So he's putting together some sponsor ideas for me, and I'll keep it below the 3,000 threshold, which is what you've given me to work with those kinds of requests. And then we also got a request from the National Women's Music Festival for a grant, and I told Leslie the same thing. They had basically aged out, but that we would be happy to do a sponsorship with them, and they're trying to put a package together as well.
Fair enough.
Yeah, if we don't, I guess we don't have anything, we can just kind of, I guess, just figure out in the meeting next month if we have enough on the agenda and go from there, if that sounds
Okay.
okay.
Sure.
Otherwise, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
And tomorrow starts at what time?
Our holiday gathering will be 3 o'clock at Capitol.
3 to 4:30, right? Yeah.
3 to 4:30, I think is what we posted, yeah.
Yep.
So look
Tomorrow's
forward to
gonna be-
seeing you all in person.
I was gonna say, that's gonna, I tomorrow I have that, and then I have a happy hour after that, and then I'm going to the basketball game.
Oh, wow.
That's why I
Tis
didn't
the
sign up for that
season.
basketball game, Corey. I'm
Bad
too old for
social
that long of an
world.
afternoon and do an evening. I can't do
I
it.
think I'm just gonna take an Uber downtown.
Yep,
There you
yep,
go. That's probably a fine idea.
yep.
All right. Did we have a motion to adjourn? I don't remember now.
I'll make a motion
right.
to.
And a second? Jose?
Jose.
All right. All those in favor say aye to adjourn.
Aye.
Hi,
All right.
see everybody tomorrow.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Good night.
Did you stop the recording, Laura?
I did.
Okay, thank you. Bye, Jose.